Hi.
Hi. Don't you have anything else to say?
Welcome to Womcast. Today our special guest is Josh. Simon can't join us today because he might die if he goes into
This is what happens when you try to get Michael to do anything where he's the leader.
Yeah.
But yes, Simon is currently unable to join us because his house is trying to kill him, but he will be on later episodes once again. But yeah, we have the infamous Joshua Davey.
Hello.
Busking for
infamous?
Misfits. Yes. He's wanted for several war crimes in Afghanistan.
Yes.
But he's the lead guitar player and, correct me if I'm wrong, but main songwriter for Busking for Misfits.
Yeah, well, the whole band's basically songwriters, so yeah. But yeah, I'm guitars.
The whole band is just Joshua Davey.
Yeah, I'm guitars and like producer, and then
he even does the drums.
Perhaps.
We don't know how, but he does.
Yes.
He goes bigger.
He is also the drum programmer and producer of all three of our band of Fear the Dark. Which I'm sure Josh has some funny stories to tell about the way I write songs.
I don't like the way you write songs.
Stupid septuplet.
Okay, Michael, hold on. Let's let Josh explain why he doesn't like the way I write music.
Initially, I didn't like the way you write music because I like a sense of structure and organization, and I found a lack of to start with. Then the most recent demo you gave for upcoming releases features a goddamn septuplet in it, which you did by accident.
I still don't fully understand what it is, but I guess I did a thing.
Yes, you did a thing that I had to do something over, and I think that the rest of the people in the band also have to do something over. I feel bad for Michael, who has to do the bass for that bit.
Yeah, Michael, what are you gonna do?
Unless, of course, I do it for him. Unless, of course, I do the bass for him.
Yeah, and then Michael just has to learn the parts for the music video.
Oh no.
We can make him play spoons in the video, it's fine.
I'm okay with playing spoons.
It's like a Soundgarden song, Spoons.
Yes. No, it's Spoon Man.
Spoon Man, yes.
You were close.
I forgot the full name.
Alright, so
now.
Tell us the little, quick story of Busking for Misfits. How is that going?
So, moment, my band over here in the UK, Busking Misfits, were able to hold because of coronavirus, and all the stuff associated with. Me and vocalist / bass player Ollie. Ollie's a recent graduate at the university that all three of us go to, University of Portsmouth. He's just been staying around in Portsmouth doing work and stuff. I've recently moved back to my parents' house in the interim before I moved back for student accommodation. And the main problem is that Christian, our drummer, went home to Romania at the end of March. And at the moment, it's a bit up in the air whether he's going to come back or not. Just purely because everything's going to start up online in beginning of October now. So, but we got word from him recently actually that he might actually come back to the UK, which is great for us because it means that Busking can start gigging again. We can start writing more songs instead of just making covers over and over again. Because all of us really want to get doing more originals and making another release. Because the last release we put out was the Back for More EP, which was released Christmas Day 2019.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the current situation of Busking for Misfits at the moment.
And then I kind of swept in and was just like, "Hello,
bruh."
Yes.
Do you
drum?
bruh.
Do drum. song.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy because now you're mine,
For now.
and that's how it's going to stay.
At least take me to dinner first, Jason. Jesus.
Nope, I'm very assertive.
How many times do I have to tell you this shit?
No, I'm very assertive.
Take me to dinner first.
All right, so
Awesome.
like we did with Jordan, tell us about your gear. What are you using? How are you doing things? And does Tonewood exist?
This totally would exist. To that question, it's a maybe. Different woods produce different resonant frequencies, and I could rant about that for acoustics for a long time. In terms of like how I've been working on last year, it's been pretty good. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a university student. I just finished up my second and third year. For the mainly American audience, university is essentially like going to college and getting a major. This is basically the same thing. It's done when you're 18, well, minimum age 18, and you finish when you're 21 or 22, depending on the length of your course. I just finished my second and third year for that. It went all right. It went pretty well. University is stressful, as I think most people might know about that if they've ever gone and done further education studies. It saps the ever-loving life out of you. No, it genuinely did, and
Oh no, I was there for it. I remember.
Yes, I know, and of course, my course is music and sound technology, so it just means that everything I do, if I get drained from doing essays and primary and secondary research and reading, for music and sound technology, it just demotivates me to make music, and it's a big pain. Really, it's a big pain because you want to create music, but at the same time, you get drained about all the theory and all the pre-work you have to do to write essays and structure them and everything else. But now that the year finished, everything's in, and I've got all my unit marks back, and they're all really good. I've just been a bit of a writing crazious, basically, and then I've basically spent the last 2 months solid working with Fear the Dark, and occasionally doing stuff for Busking for Misfits as and when it's been going on. But main focus has been with Fear the Dark to get the EP out and ready in time. So that's basically what my year's going to be.
So what about gear? Like, what are you using?
In terms of, I can just tell you everything that I do own and use currently.
Yep, that's pretty much what Jordan did.
So in terms of what I own and use, my main instrument is guitar. I do play bass, drums, keys, the whole shebang kind of thing. Multi-instrumentalist bollocks that makes people jealous. My main guitar is a very gorgeous looking Gibson 2016
Gibson
Explorer. You may say Gibson bad.
Boomer.
Boomer.
Look
at the boomer.
I get a shit on my own guitar.
Yes.
I feel not only oppressed that I am British on here, but I also feel oppressed because I've been called out.
It has nothing to do about your nationality.
USA
it's just
guitar.
a Gibson.
It's just my Gibson is lovely. It's the traditional model because 2016 was the last year that they did the traditional and the high performance models, which had like a 300-400 pound difference and basically no upside because it's basically exactly the same except you got titanium crap on it for the high performance, and you got a zero fret nut. Which who the fuck needs that on an Explorer? I don't know, with a hockey stick headstock.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so my main guitar is, like I said, the Gibson Explorer. My primary string user for that is elixirs. They cost 3 times as much as only balls, but they last more than 3 times as much as only balls. So I get good tone and I get really good long life out of them with still really good tones. The string set I've had on there right now is about 8 or 9 months old, and they're still sounding pretty good. They're due for a change in the next couple of weeks, but that's really it. So apart from with other instruments, the other main guitar I use is an Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro in black with gold hardware. That was one of the first like proper electric guitars I ever owned. And that was in 2012, I think I got that. So I've had that guitar for a while, and it's never failed me. But I play less of it these days just because I use the Explorer a lot. I've gotten used to the Explorer's thinner neck because, Les Pauls have, as probably
Baseball
both of us
bats.
know, baseball bats,
Baseball bats.
chunky ass D necks.
I have
And
two
then-
Epiphone Les Pauls, and I understand everything that you're talking about.
Yes, baseball fat, like thick C necks, practically D necks on them.
Oh yeah.
And then you got my Explorer, which is it's actually like a slim C neck. Essentially, it's like very minimal curve, and it allows for really fast, slick playing. So my primary user for my Epiphone is string-wise is only balls, just because I don't play it as often. So I can play it for 8-9 months because I know I'm not going to play it for near as much time as I would my Gibson. And I like having elixirs on my Gibson pure because with all the gigging I do with Busking for Misfits, I want strings that are not going to break on me or just sound crap. So I think those are like the two main guitars I use. I do own a Squier PJ bass, which has
Don't you have a Thal
it's actually
machine
like a custom
too?
bundle bass essentially. So it's because Squier don't actually make PJ basses on their own.
Don't you have a Thal machine too?
I do have a Thal machine. I do. It is a very shit. If anyone who is remotely not from the USA has heard of Gear for Music, they know exactly what I'm saying. Gear for Music is basically just like it's almost like buying Walmart own brand. if I can make an equivalent, it's like buying own brand stuff.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It'll do the job, but like
Terrible.
you only want it for a show at a time to get upgrades. The best things that Gear for Music sells are like starter guitar kits. Like they make knockoff Strats and Terrys and Les Pauls essentially, and you could buy like with a gig bag, cable, and a little like 15-watt bedroom amp and a guitar. You can get like a bedroom starter kit from Gear for Music for like 80 quid, which is like 100 and something, like low $100 mark, which is really good
Hell yeah.
for what you're talking about. But my Thal machine, as you call it, is Sub-Zero, which is owned by Gear for Music.
Such a cool
I
name.
I have their just sort of like their bog standard extended range 8-string that they have. Some of the spacers on the tuning pegs have just popped and broken off because it's shit. It only cost me like £100 or so, like 160 quid, something like that. And I don't really play it often that much. I tend to just use my Gibson and then just drop tune it with pedals and effects and whatnot. So like I said, I've got those four. I've got I have an electric acoustic and another electric. I barely use them at all. And the other electric is absolute dog shit. It's unbranded, costs 60 quid, and I'm literally doing everything I can to just use it as scrap at the moment. So if I need a spare pot in the future, I just grab it off of that. It's literally what I'm keeping it for now these days. It's just for spare parts. Because the pots are alright, but the only good thing on them is the pots. Really, to be honest, the only good thing on them is the pots because they're actually really nice pots. But the machine heads and the bridge is shot, the nut is shot, machine heads are crap, and the wiring is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I got an electric acoustic with a Fishman piezo in the bridge. Really nice sounding, huge dreadnought body, which if you ever played an acoustic,
Oh,
if you ever played a normal acoustic, A dreadnought body is a
It's like
normal
twice the
acoustic,
size.
double the width.
Yeah,
It
I
is
owned one of those and I
huge.
hated it.
I love it because it makes such a loud, huge noise. It's a really gorgeous sound. I restrung it lately. I use Fender. I use 1252s, which is a light set for an acoustic, and they're like 80/20 bronze sort of sets because bronze phosphor sets work a lot better on acoustics. You will never see bronze sets for electrics because that's not how it works. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
In terms of like hardware, I guess, moving on from guitars that I have. So the hardware, I've collected a number of pedals over a long time. And I got a pedal board recently, and I've upgraded the power supply on it now. So that actually the pedal board and the power supply are made by the same brand. So the great thing about it is that I can actually have the power supply actually underslung underneath the pedal board in a compartment that it was made for, like
Oh yeah.
made for it essentially. Which just it freed up an extra space for pedals. So at the moment, my current effects chain runs in as thus. So if I'm doing a live setup for Busking for Misfits, it will work the same way. So I run from my guitar, which will most definitely always be my Gibson, unless sometimes I'll bring the Epiphone to live gigs, and sometimes I'll keep it in a different tuning. So I might just swap it over when I need to do songs in other tunings like drop D and stuff like that, and I just can't be bothered to do it. But at least then I know that there's one definitely in tune and always in tune. Plus, it's just a chance to use the other one. Especially for like more mellow songs because I can call tap it. In terms of it goes from guitar. I have a Boss WL20 wireless system. They're really good, relatively inexpensive for wireless systems, and they're probably one of the, in terms of like budget wireless systems, highly recommend. They're probably one of the best shit on the market right now. Like hands down, Boss WL20s, and they do a version which you can use for bass and acoustic guitars. Sorry, like bass and electric acoustics. Hands down, best stuff in the market. You can have like 15 or so of these in the same room. None of them will interfere with each other at all, as long as you set them up properly. So I go through my wire system, and then my pedal board goes into Digitech Drop, which I got fairly recently, like roughly about Christmas time last year, and it hasn't seen much use yet. It's seen use in a couple of recent Busking for Misfits gigs, but I'm trying to incorporate it into actual Busking for Misfits songs. So like using like the octave and dry function on it to have like a really huge sounding thing. And actually, we've actually used to do a couple demos where I actually purely had the thing a whole octave down. I run into after that it goes into a Vox V845 wah pedal. That's probably one of the first pedals I actually ever got. I just use it when I solo and stuff because it creates a great sound. I'm now trying to remember the rest of the pedal chain off the top of my head.
If you can't remember, that's alright.
I own 3 Fender pedals. The Pugilist Distortion, the Marine Layer Reverb, and I can't remember what the name of the delay is. But it's the blue one. That's all I can tell you. It's the blue one.
It's the blue one.
I had them set, so I have like these really nice, spacey, special room tape delays and stuff like that, which got this really nice sound. On the board, there's also 2 pedals that I have built myself from kits. One is a kit clone of an Alembic Stratoblast 3, which is a very old kind of pedal. It's essentially a boost pedal, and it can do 2 things depending on the amp that you're using. If your amp doesn't have like a proper like power EQ stage,
Yeah.
then it will not only just boost, but straight up boost the output volume of the amp as well. So it almost just cranks it and cranks the volume with it. If there's like a good gain stage or power EQ stage inside an amp, then it won't affect the output level, but it will. It's almost like a very light form of overdrive. That's the best way I can describe it. You're basically turning one knob, and that one knob is just basically a gain knob. That's all it is.
Or gain.
The other pedal I have is a kit clone of a Electro-Harmonix Big Muff. So proper cool fuzz pedal. The thing about Big Muffs is that they went through many different circuit iterations. So there's actually lots of variants of Big Muffs. I chose the Violet Ram's Head variants, which was around in the mid 70s. Called Violet's Ram's Head because the Big Muffs at the time were printed with like a Violet Ram's Head on top of it to show you that was a Violet Ram's Head circuit. They were uncommon to see. They weren't very common to see around, but it just gave a different level of warmth in terms of tone, and that's just your standard level tone gain fuzz pedal. Like no bullshit in that, basically.
Yeah.
I think towards the end of that, I've got a DoD 440, which is an envelope filter. Haven't used it as much, but it's still great fun to just do like nice big shredding bends, and then it just like fades through the envelope filter really, really well. I think that's all I got pedal wise. And then software, I use I'm a Logic bitch through and through. I will use Logic to the day I die. I do use Pro Tools, and I'm in the process of getting a Pro Tools 101 license through the university, which essentially puts me on a list of certified avid Pro Tools users. So it's a really great thing to have on a CV, to have on everything else, because you can just say, yeah, I can mix and master and do tracks for you like that. And then you can also say that you're certified by Avid themselves, that you know how to work Pro Tools to at least some extent. There is a follow-on course called the 110, which is essentially you can get a 101 and then you can go get a 110 on top of that. So that's almost like an advanced class essentially, and then you can get another certificate for that as well. But you can get a lot more opportunities in work, even just by being Avid certified, because you actually get put on Avid's list, not just you get to put it down as your own. People who want to find you can search an Avid's list of certified users and pick the one that's closest to them if they want to.
Oh,
so
shit.
it's a really, really good thing to have. And if anyone can do it through their university or college or whatever, do it. Would 100% recommend doing it. But I'm a Logic bitch. I have a lot of free plugins. I have a lot of stuff that I've bought, quote unquote. A lot of stuff that I actually have bought, drum library wise and plugins and everything else. My main interface is a Focusrite 202 second gen. If anyone knows about Focusrite Scarlets, they are aluminium case, built like bricks. You can throw them like a brick and it doesn't do any damage to it at all, and they run basically forever.
All right, Michael, time to throw yours.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me a couple minutes.
They
Oh,
are
no.
practically.
Oh, no.
They're practically indestructible. The mic that I'm using now is a Shure
I love how he went
SM57,
back and changed his wording just now.
Nice. Yeah.
You can throw them against the wall and they'll still work. They can practically be indestructible.
Practically be indestructible means that if you blurt up with, say, explosives, then no, it's not going to be destructible. But I reckon it could survive. I reckon it could survive a hammer hit or two before giving, because the aluminium casing's pretty solid. But yeah, like they're really good. I got Shure SM57 as my main microphone, which is the one I'm talking through right now. people are going, people are now thinking, oh my god, he's using an instrument mic for vocals. I just use this for fucking anything. Shut up. It's the same as an SM58. A 57 is essentially a 58, but it's hyperdirectional cardioid rather than just normal cardioid. So yeah, that's kind of all I've got rig-wise, unless there's anything else that I missed.
Pretty sure that's it.
I had a nice long rant about the shit I have, and I can just gloat and smug, and no one can see me. It's brilliant. But now I've said that, everyone knows I'm totally gloating and smugging.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. Michael was the most silent person in the world during that.
Well, he usually is.
Perhaps.
Whenever other people are talking on this, he does not say a goddamn thing. You can't even hear him breathe.
My voice is like really warm now just from speaking so much.
All right, so what are some new music that you're into lately?
Oh, it's hard to say. I've been going back in a lot of old music that I used to listen to. I've kind of gone back a little bit because I used to be very much into British alt rock. So Muse. That's all I basically said. Muse and Metallica was basically all I listened to. Maybe a bit of Queensryche. I used to listen to a bit of Rammstein back then. But like, the only stuff you've seen on Guitar Hero, Rammstein and stuff like that. And they actually properly listened to that. But I kind of I went back and listened to the sorts of old sort of alt rock and stuff like that. I've been going a bit of an old Alter Bridge craze at the moment. Listen to stuff like Fortress and Alter Bridge 3 and stuff like that. Going through, I've just been playing stuff I haven't really listened to because I've been listening to super heavy stuff for quite a while now. Carcosa and Periphery and all that lot. As well as generic slam, which is just noise. And Thal and whatever. But I just kind of just went back and just listened to stuff that I originally listened to. It's kind of nostalgic in a way because I grew so much as a player and as a listener and as a critical listener in just span of a few years before university. Like, I just opened my mind to so much stuff and filled my head with so much ones and zeros. It's unbelievable.
And then there's me. This year I got super into As I Lay Dying, and now that's all you can tell with my guitar playing.
Yes. Yeah. I'm having a lot of fun writing in Fear the Dark right now.
Oh yeah.
Everything's squared away and sorted for the EP. If you haven't already announced that.
No, actually, this is the first time. That's not that I've been hiding or anything. I kind of forgot. I can say something now.
Well, yes. Now we can officially say August 25th.
Yes, August 25th. That is when the full EP comes out. I'm actually trying to pull up the...
Simon's going to listen to this going, you cheeky bastards with the plug.
Well, he plugged a lot of Negative Space and stuff when we did the last couple episodes. So
yeah,
we all kind of plug our own stuff with this.
I watched this video on his YouTube channel about him. It was literally titled "Listening to Tactical Nuke without Headbanging."
Yeah, and then he's drinking through a mask. Eating chips through a mask.
Unfortunately, I really like Tactical Nuke. It's disgusting.
I'm trying to get this picture to load and it's not loading at all.
Acacia Strain is disgusting. So
I'm gonna move this off the screen for now until it loads.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with it.
I will basically listen to anything. It's quite weird.
True.
I'm the person that will listen to EDM, trap, dubstep a lot, and then listen to anything that is remotely noise as well.
Yeah, didn't you once listen to a Bandcamp thing where it was just the sound of sandpaper going through a record player?
Yes, Michael showed me that, and there's a lot of Sonic characteristics about that because, of course, I've grown to become a lot more of a critical listener than just a normal music listener. So people will just listen to music and just listen to music. Some people listen to music and pick out certain instruments that they like to listen to whilst it's playing. Whereas I could replay a song hundreds of times, listen to it differently, or listen and wait for bits that I want to hear from certain instruments. Because I'm critically listening to it, I'm listening for certain things, and I'm even if I'm not discussing about it, I'm analyzing it.
Not to cut you off or anything, but it finally loaded. This is the official album art for our first EP, Fear the Dark, Volume 1, Songs of Sorrow.
Nice.
I did a lot of editing to this, and the way that it came out I thought was spooky, and I liked it.
Did you? Are you currently showing the updated one, not the one that has the typo in it?
Yeah, it's the updated one.
Okay.
We won't talk about sorrow.
We won't talk about Songs of Sorrow.
Songs of Sorrow.
No, probably the first bunch of Are the Dar there'll ever
Are
be.
the Dar.
Are the Dar.
Oh man.
I loved that.
But yeah, this is the official thing, and it's like Josh said, it is coming out on August 25th, and if I do say so myself, I think it's some of the best stuff I think any of us have ever written. Especially Michael on his bass.
Me is going, I'm not saying I did write my heart out on that album, but of course I'm between two bands, so I can't say much. I love working with Busking Misfits. I love working with Fear the Dark. But yeah, I think like we've put some real good stuff out for people for people to start listening to us. Although we can kind of say that Volume 2 as that was what at the moment is what is called Volume 2.
It's a different feeling.
It will be a different feeling. But I'm going to try my best to make sure that it doesn't deviate too much as a drummer and a producer. No, I feel like we've worked really hard. We've got an amazing vocalist that is Jordan. We got an amazing vocalist that is Hazel.
Oh, nobody even knows about Hazel just yet.
Well, now people know.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah.
We got the
Hazel,
dumb bass player.
Yeah, the dumb bass player right there.
we have the dumb bass player, which you can't tell whether he's MIDI or not. Sometimes he might be.
Yeah, he might be MIDI, honestly.
Yeah,
Yes.
might be.
Sometimes he might be. Sometimes he'll record it in completely the wrong key and not know.
Shut up.
Oh my god, we're never going to let you live that down, because how you manage that makes no goddamn sense.
The best thing ever is that I think I might still have a copy of that.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Oh no.
I think I might have deleted it because I was because I was copying it from the drive, which is linked on my Mac. So of course I think it got rid of the file, unfortunately.
God, I hope so.
But like before you said, "Oh fuck, I did it in the wrong key," I put it in. I was like, "This doesn't sound right at all," but I won't say anything, in case he picks up on that.
Well, see, the thing for background context, we have a couple songs on this EP that are in drop A sharp and some that are in drop C. And one of the songs was in drop C, and I wrote out the tab, I wrote everything out, and I sent it to Michael, and I was like, here you go, do your bass stuff. He recorded his bass parts entirely in drop A sharp for some reason. He had the tab, he was looking at the tab, and he still did it in drop A sharp.
Yep.
Typical Michael.
And I remember, I think it was me, Jordan, and Michael, actually. We were all like just talking, and I made the mention that like I really liked how like the latest song was in drop C instead of A sharp, and literally all you hear is, "It's what?"
It's like that movie, The Woman. The what?
Yeah, the what?
Just have that, and then superimpose Michael's face on top of it.
Oh god, that'd be something. But yeah, he completely played it in a wrong tuning and didn't hear anything wrong with it. I want to understand, how did you not hear anything wrong with it, sir?
My ear is terrible, that's why.
Jesus, you might have a worse ear than all of us in this band.
Hey, you know what? I tabbed out one thing correctly once. My ear is fine.
Yes. Because 1 out of 7 billion is going to help.
Yeah.
I know there's gonna be some people like, why are you dogging on him so much? He's fine. He's enjoying it.
Yeah. I do it to myself.
Yeah.
Remember, Michael,
Like,
you can
honestly,
always be
with that moment-
replaced.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another
MIDI
story
bass
I
does
think we
exist.
should. No. Well, that, yes. But that's another
Yes.
story we could tell.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
one of the songs on this EP is in Drop C. I can't say much more about it, but I'm really excited for this to come out.
Yes.
Admittedly, I can't play it. I wrote it entirely, but I cannot play it up to speed no matter how much I practice it. And I admitted to that, and I asked Josh to do the guitar parts for that song. And he
Which I
did it
did.
literally within like 2 to 3 hours. Maybe 2.5 at the least.
No. It wasn't 2.5. By the time I gave the tracks to you, because I can't remember if I did them in the morning or when I was actually with you. I can't remember.
You were Discording me when we did it, because you
I
you were trying to do the breakdown, and all I hear is, "It comes early!"
yes, it does come early.
Which is funny, because in the band chat, there's actually a pinned message of me just quoting Josh saying that.
Yes. Yeah, so I think I managed to just look at the tab, play by ear, and then play the whole thing, recorded, done, sent to him, sent
Yeah.
back with his effects change through, and then mixed in, I think, within 2 hours.
And then, so the funnier part is, halfway
I'm-
through it, our vocalist,
I'm-
Jordan, joined the call. And he was hanging out with us while Josh was doing this thing. We were listening to him. We were having fun. He gets the guitar work done, and we hear him switch tones, and we're not thinking much of it. And then all of a sudden, we hear this gnarly bass sound coming from him. And all of a sudden, we hear his metronome click as if he's recording. Me and Jordan literally had to start screaming at him, like eating our microphones to get him to stop, because we have a Michael. He tried to take Michael's job.
What can I say? I was in full-on autopilot. Okay, I need to make a demo mode, so I'll just do the bass and drums and guitars myself.
The worst part is the guitars were already on the drive waiting for Josh to do something with them.
Hey, I get sidetracked. Leave me alone.
Hey, you know what? It's fine. I'll sit on the sidelines for the band. Don't worry.
Oh my
If
god.
my MIDI bass could do better than your bass, we have a problem.
Well, we
And-
have a problem then.
I'm
And
hurt.
I think we have a problem because unfortunately, how is he going to
I'm
compete
hurt.
with? Unfortunately, how can he compete with Solemn Tones Loki?
Yeah. You really can't.
To
Hurt.
be honest, I have me having that Loki. I am almost not the biggest fan of it.
Oh, interesting.
Almost.
Too clanky?
Yeah, actually, it's a little bit too clanky for
That's
my
the
liking.
only complaint I hear from a lot of people, is it's way too clinky.
I like it. I really like it a lot for doing quick, dirty demos. But I always turn down the treble.
Hell yeah.
I always turn it down, and I like having a decent amount of treble presence in like super heavy bass stuff. But I just have to dial it down for Loki, and yeah. But I just use that rather than just using Logic stock basses and then just putting like 25 billion effects on it.
All right,
So
so
I don't really do anymore. I just put 3.
so this next part, it's a question that we normally ask, but I kind of want to change it up a little bit this time, because I think it's kind of a cool idea to think about. What are really nostalgic games that you guys played as kids that you could still play to this day and remember almost everything about it?
Oh, let's have a think.
Oh.
So I have got several sort of hand-me-down games consoles from my parents.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a PlayStation 1, which was my dad's, which still had memory card for data in. I remember picking it up. One of the first games I ever played on there was the original Gran Turismo on there. I'm a big, and I think that's exciting. I'm a really big racing game fan.
Me too.
Really like racing games fan. I've got all sorts of stuff. I just like virtual driving. I can't drive in real life because I'm just an idiot.
Me too.
And I can't drive in a game because I'm also an idiot.
It's fucking insane.
And yeah, I will belt it down a motorway in Euro Truck Simulator and not give a shit about anyone else next to me. But the first couple games I ever played was Gran Turismo 1 on the PS1. I also played, what else did I play? I played a game that might be a little bit obscure for some. It's called Kurashai, or Kurashai, however you pronounce it. And it basically was, you are a man on a platform, and there's a load of blocks coming towards you, and you have to sort of like, you can like place down, you can like place on a square where you want blocks to disappear from, essentially. And you have to basically clear everything without getting rid of any of the black blocks and getting rid of everything that is green or grey, essentially. And it gets like increasingly harder and harder, and the platform gets wider and longer, and it gets far more difficult and stuff like that. But the other console I got was an original yellow Game Boy as well, and that was from my mum, or mom if you're in America. Superior British voice. I think I had Tetris 2 on there. I liked playing Tetris 2, but I never really had super nostalgic stuff. Oh, actually, no, I tell a lie. I tell a lie. I played Mario 64 on an N64 at my uncle's.
Oh my god, I love that game.
He also had a GameCube as well.
Yeah, I had one of the
I can't
indigo
remember what I
purple
played
ones.
on there.
GameCube was
Yes, he had one of those as well.
GameCube based.
He had up in his attic. He had a SNES, a GameCube, and an N64.
I don't need a GameCube anymore. I have a Wii U that's modded with all of the GameCube stuff on it. That's how I do it. Michael, what are some nostalgic games that you played as a kid?
Oh, a lot of the old
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's the only answer we're about to get. Pokemon. So okay, something besides Pokemon.
NASCAR Thunder 2003 specifically. That was a really big game for me.
Good talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's all I've got off the top of my head.
I am ashamed, Michael.
Jesus.
Sorry.
That's it. I'm bringing up the Loki base.
Oh no.
Your voice
no.
is going to be replicated in Loki base.
So, I guess for me, there's a lot. One of the big ones that I can tell you off the bat, and Michael has seen me play, and he can attest to the fact that I can mimic this game like crazy, is fucking Simpsons Hit and Run. That game.
For the PS2?
I had it on everything. The GameCube, the PS2. I even have it on PC now because it's
I think I
it's
played
lost
it on
rare.
PS2. Yeah, I played it on PS2 as well. Great game.
Yeah, just ask Michael. I can mimic the shit out of that game.
Every line.
Every single line.
I literally know the game like the back of my hand because me and Michael were trying to do speedrunning a while back, and I was able to do the first level of the Simpsons Hit and Run in under like 12 minutes, 12 or 15 minutes. Like, it was kind of ridiculous for my first time.
Simpsons Hit and Run equals poor man's San Andreas.
Literally, that's exactly what it was. It was children's Grand Theft Auto. It was amazing.
Oh, man. Grand Theft Auto, or is it actually used to be called Race and Chase?
Yeah, Race and Chase before it got released.
And it was top down, I believe.
Yeah, the first two GTAs were top down. GTA 3 was the first third person 3D like game.
Yeah. Fun fact: I first played GTA 3 on the Nintendo DS. Genuinely, on the Nintendo DS, I played GTA 3.
Neat.
I loved it.
What's another game that I remember very much as from being a kid, and I don't know if anybody else is gonna remember this, so I'm about to sound fucking crazy. but Hulk's ultimate destruction. It was like
that doesn't ring a bell. For me.
it was an old like Incredible Hulk game where it was kind of open world, but also kind of not. But you basically got to be the ultimate version of Hulk. And one of the things I remember specifically is there's a point where you get to literally clap your hands as hard as you can, and you can tear buildings down from just the sonic waves of his hands clapping.
Imagine what happens if he claps cheeks.
I know, right?
I love the fact that you went with that.
Yeah, no, because the whole time I'm saying clapping, that was the only thing that popped in my head was there's about to be an ass joke in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He claps cheeks, and the entirety of New Orleans is just evaporated.
Hulk is trying to sneak around the city, but his cheeks are so dummy thick that he's destroying the skyscrapers.
He's so rat shit.
Another one I played a lot as a kid was like Ultimate Spider-Man. It was an insane Spider-Man game.
That was PS2, wasn't it?
PS2 and GameCube, yes.
Yes.
Because one of the big features to the game is you got to play as Venom. And as a kid, that was absolutely insane to me. Why? In my kid mind, it was like, why would they make a game where you could play as the villain? That doesn't make sense. All the while, I was also playing San Andreas at the time.
Actually, I've got a question for both of you.
Yes.
Keep it with the semi Spider-Man theme.
Mhm.
What is your opinion on the Miles Morales DLC for when it comes to PlayStation 5?
I'm excited. But Michael has no idea what you're talking about.
No.
They're essentially tying in Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse into the Spider-Man game for PS4 when it upgrades.
Yeah, he
to
never
PS5.
played that. He doesn't have a PS4.
Nope.
So he has no idea what you're talking about.
I
played it all the way through.
I technically don't have a PS4. I skimp off my girlfriend when I go around her place. Or whenever
Man,
she
Marvel's
misses me.
Spider-Man on PS4 was the most amazing superhero game I've played in a long time.
It's actually rumored to potentially be a PS Plus game next month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Maylie's very excited if it is because she loves that game and she's actually never she's wanted to own it but she's never played it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, actually.
It would be.
I'm trying to think of some other nostalgia games. Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Need for Speed Carbon, Hot Pursuit, Hot Pursuit 2.
I try to remember which Need for Speed game I played on DS.
Oh, okay. So I need a little bit of story for like backing the story up, but so
Oh, it was Most Wanted and Underground that I played. Yeah.
I think Most Wanted was mine, but okay. So I think my dad was picking me up from elementary school. I think I was maybe in 3rd or 4th grade at the time. But my dad's friend ended up having one of those like R4 cards for the DS, so you could put ROMs on it.
Yes, yes.
My dad's friend gave him the R4 card to give to me, and it had a whole bunch of like games on it and stuff. And Most Wanted was one of the games on there.
Oh hell yeah!
I had no clue how to play it, but I played it a little bit.
Basically, you go vroom vroom, and that's it.
Yeah.
You go vroom vroom, and you run away from the cops.
That is just basically every single Need for Speed game in a nutshell.
Yes.
No, I know to wear R4 cards, so I cut my hands because I have one of those, and I still have not only the original R4 card for DS, but the R4 3DS card that I have for my 3DS as well.
I don't have the. I don't have the
3DS one.
Yeah, I don't have the 3DS one, but I still have that original card that he gave me with that SD card still in it too.
That was when I first played the DS Transformer games, I believe.
Oh man, the Transformer games are another one that's weirdly nostalgic for me. Now that you mentioned,
I've never played those.
They were really good back then.
So I managed to break my game so fucking hard. I don't know why I did it. I don't know how I did it.
I mean, to be fair, video games back then were kind of easy to break if you didn't really know what you were doing.
It was quite easy to abuse the system there as well.
Oh yeah.
It's quite fun.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. All right, so here's a question that we've been asking so far, all of our one guest.
Yes.
What is a really weird smell that you think is really good? Silence.
Now, does weird have to be uncommon?
I would say
We
like
never really defined that.
I don't know, cause like how do you...
Because it depends on the definition of weird. Because weird could just be something that is only unique to you, or something that is just not a normal everyday smell.
Let's go with like a not normal everyday kind of smell.
Okay, so in that
But
case,
yeah, let's go with that.
my first choice for like a satisfying weird smell is petrol.
Everybody has fucking said that.
Petrol
Everybody.
and diesel is a smell.
Jesus.
What else is a good smell that I like? I'm actually genuinely thinking about this now. Weird smells that smell kind of alright to me. I actually don't know. That's gonna be a little bit flabbergasted.
He's out here using the fancy words. Flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I know.
Who the hell are you? A
lot-
university student?
I know a lot of people don't like the smell of cloves very much. Cloves are a very weird thing to smell. Because they always have like a plasticky kind of smell to them sometimes. And I don't mind that smell. And people think I'm weird. I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna pop into the Q&A section real quick, and we're gonna see what's
There's
going
been
on.
Any change whatsoever?
Yeah, there actually has been a little bit. Hippie Hobo asks the question everyone wants to know: tits or ass? And Michael
Ass.
already yes. Here's
Here's the weird thing. If I say this or I say an answer, any one or two answers, my girlfriend's gonna listen to this and she's gonna bollock me for either answer. For either answer. In honesty, I'm actually kind of a both guy because personality and the way and the way we treat each other comes first, then cheeks come second. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, I guess it's because I would lean towards. I wouldn't immediately think she's got great tits, she's got great ass. I kind of like to know people and like. I guess.
Oh wow, he out here trying to be physical. Like, oh no, boy.
I don't know. I don't know, but no, I'm kind of both really. But if I had to choose one, you're gonna probably look at someone's ass more, especially to be honest.
Oh yeah. So then we have another question from Wombat, and he's asking what is our favorite Sacha Baron Cohen movie.
Now,
I know that name.
I was gonna say, do any of you two know who he is? Because I know who he is.
I looked him up, and he's actually in a lot more movies that I've seen that I didn't know about.
Yes, the two movies that I know him from that I really like is Les Mis and
I cannot stand Les Mis.
And Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Huh.
According
to this list on
I believe he's also in
Google?
Anchorman 2 as well.
I don't see that. Hold on. Yep, Anchorman 2.
I've
never seen Anchorman 2.
I think he did a small cameo in Anchorman 2.
So, for me, I guess he's in Madagascar, and I didn't know that.
Is he?
Who does he play?
Apparently, he's in Madagascar.
Oh my god, he's the voice of King Julian.
King
Oh,
Julian!
really?
That's
Yes!
awesome!
I completely forgot he was in that.
And then the other movie is Talladega Nights.
Oh, I love Talladega Nights.
That movie is so stupid, but I love it.
I have not
seen it in a
watched.
hot minute.
I'm assuming that Talladega Nights owed to that I've heard that it's about NASCAR.
Yeah, it's a NASCAR comedy movie.
Yeah,
It's
there
got
we
Will
go.
Ferrell in it, like one of the worst comedy actors. So, if that tells
Shut-
you anything,
Whoa. But Will Ferrell can be good at points.
nah,
Right?
I beg to differ on that one.
Oh no! You
No.
you,
Listen, no.
You cannot do
He's
that.
just as bad as Adam Sandler, in my opinion.
Hey,
Mega
old
Mind.
Adam
is.
Sandler is really
Shut
good.
up.
Okay,
Megamind was a great film with him in it, right?
What?
Megamind rules.
Who did he play in Megamind?
Oh my god.
I'm being dead serious here. I'm like confused. I didn't know he was in that movie, but I've also
Yeah.
not seen that movie in years.
He played Megamind.
Oh, neat. The only thing I think I remember liking about that movie was the soundtrack, because there was a lot of rock stuff in it.
Fucking hell, Brad Pitt was in that film as well.
Was he?
Yeah, Brad Pitt was in
Brad
Megamind.
Pitt? Jesus.
Brad Pitt was the voice of Metro Man.
Who's
in
Metro Man again?
Megamind's former nemesis.
Oh, I see now. Gotcha.
Yeah, makes the town think he's a good guy and then goes bit. Yeah,
And just disappears.
and Ben Stiller was in there as well.
So the next question, Hippie Hobo is asking, why is cake thick?
Well,
Good
Michael,
question.
why is cake thick?
what is Kick Thick?
Come on, Michael, give us an answer that isn't a good question.
How many C's is he asking?
None. Like, he's legitimately just saying the word thick.
Is he spelling it correctly, or is it just a
Correctly.
K? Oh. You said no C's, so I was like, what? I don't know.
Josh, why is cake thick?
Why is Kick Thick? Well,
Why
I'm
is cake
assuming,
thick?
I would assume, from a more scientific standpoint, cake would be thick due to the sort of density and consistency of the cake mix, in my opinion. Also, I've just remembered another film in which I think Will Ferrell's fucking brilliant. You can't do me wrong on it. It's Blades of Glory.
I
Never
don't
seen it.
even know what that movie is.
Ah, Blades of Glory is such a good film. It's basically him and who else is there? John Heder, I think it was.
Who?
Was in like.
I
He
don't know
didn't
that
do
name.
much acting outside of Blades of Glory. He was in the like Napoleon Dynamite and stuff like that. He basically the two of them are just basically it's a film about figure skaters essentially, like men's figure skating.
Mm-hmm.
It's an incredibly good film. I love it.
All right, so this next thing, I'm not really sure if this is like a serious question, but we are being asked, will you say trans rights on recording? Yes?
Well,
Yes,
well,
we
we
will.
said it. Yes, we will. I all the
Or
more
are we
power
counting
to it.
down and
Yeah, Michael, do you want to count down? We'll all say it at the same time.
Oh God.
all right.
Count down from 3.
3, 2, 1. Trans
Trans
rights.
rights.
Oh my God, it's so mismatched in my
Oh
head.
yeah, it was very mismatched.
Yeah.
Well, we all said it. We hope you're
Yeah.
happy now.
Yeah, is that? I'm hoping that's what you were wanting. What's going on here? All right, so we have only one Would You Rather this week, and that is from Wombat asking, would you rather step on a Lego or stub your toe?
Ooh.
I want to know what you're stubbing your toe on, though.
Let's say
That's
the
a good
corner of a wall.
Oh, so it's like a standard stub your toe kind of thing.
Yeah, like
basically.
you're trying to walk around a corner and then your toe just splits apart.
I'd stub my toe.
Also,
I would step on a Lego.
also,
What?
no. What? Okay, what kind of Lego piece are we on about?
I don't know, any Lego piece?
Any Lego piece? Well, in that case, I'll just take stepping on a Lego piece because
Yeah.
there's literally nothing about me saying I can't wear shoes.
Well, I
You know?
figured the
I'm not
how
wrong.
about how about
I
you
can
go?
wear
How
you
about
could be
shoes.
how
wearing like a
about
slipper or something when you stub your toe.
Okay. If you really want me to choose in a barefooted manner,
yes, a barefooted manner.
I would probably step on a Lego, to be honest.
Yeah, stepping on a Lego, 100%.
Why?
I've stubbed my toes many times. It fucking hurts.
Yeah,
I've
stubbing
stepped-
your
Yeah, it
toe
does.
is worse
I've
than
stepped-
stepping on a Lego.
I've stepped on Lego at times. It fucking hurts. But I'd rather get a short pain on the bottom of my foot rather than a lasting pain across my entire fucking toe.
Yeah, where it feels like your toe's broken. Yeah, give me a Lego. I will step on that bitch.
I will stomp on a Lego.
Yeah, I will curb stomp the Lego piece entirely barefoot.
It just goes through your foot.
Oh, that would be my luck,
I
actually.
bet you wanted to stub your toe, huh?
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh.
All right. So now we get on to another thing here from our list. I just realized Michael's not even looking at the list, so I can't ask him for help.
I completely forgot the list existed.
What's a fun life story that you have to tell the viewers?
Michael, please go first. I actually need to think of one.
I don't have any. I've told my all one story.
Jason, go.
I told my only story too.
Oh, I have to think of one now. Bastards.
Like there is a couple stories I could tell, but I kind of don't want to say that right now.
No. That's fine. Life stories. Oh, I'm trying to think of an actual good one because my life's a pile of shit.
Fucking same.
I vibe with that.
Yeah, fucking 2020 has not been kind to me, boys.
My life story. Rona, fuck you. That's about it. I actually don't really know what I would choose as a life story.
Well, how about this? We could talk about the way that we all met, just for the hell of it, since nobody has an answer.
Well, you and your Slipknot vibe that I originally got from you.
So, Michael, how the hell did me and you meet? All 10 years ago.
We met in the 6th grade, through another mutual friend at the time, and then I guess it just kind of went on from there.
This is the
And here they are.
confusion.
That's what I
And here
remember.
they are now, ladies and gentlemen. 10 years happily married.
What? No, fuck off. I don't know why, but I flipped off my screen like you could see it.
I just spit all over.
Nice.
Give that nice image for the viewers.
sounds like King George from Hamilton.
Jesus.
But
yeah, and then the way me and Josh met, funny enough, because Michael didn't meet Josh until after I met Josh.
Yes.
Yep.
It was like my first day of being in Andrew Baina's Discord server, and I shared one of the demos I had written with a very terrible 8-string plugin called Real 8. And
I think I've been part of Bainer for about 6 months then.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I just remember posting it, not thinking anything of it, and I got tagged by Josh, and the message literally said is, "Why do you sound like Slipknot?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was about it. And then it progressed. I think like trading shit back and forth and whatnot. And then it's just like, yeah. So my band needs a drummer.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a different band to what Fade the Dark is.
Yeah, I have another project for those that don't know. It's Apollo 9. It's terrible. Please don't look into it.
Look into it.
Simon just links the band camp in the description. This is one way of like punching people in the stomach. It's like, yes, you wanted this. You wanted the attention.
But I had asked Josh if he could be, the drummer for that group, because at the time Michael was what he is now, the bass player of that group, and nothing ever happened with that group.
Specifically,
I released like a couple random ass EPs, and that was about it.
I practically joined that band in like mid-November, Then nothing happened. And then I woke up early February one morning to him say, "Yeah, the pollinators are happening anymore" on Facebook. I was like, when was I told this?
Well, okay, it's gonna sound terrible, but truthfully, I honestly forgot there was anybody besides me and Michael in the group, because at that time, me and you hadn't talked in over 3-4 months, something like that. Like, we hadn't spoken so long that I forgot about it.
We hadn't talked in 2.5 months. I was busy Christmas at home with family, and I was also making sure I was getting uni work done. So I wasn't really available to talk to anyone, let alone someone who is 6 hours behind me.
Exactly, yeah.
And needs me to stay up, because at the moment it's 4 o'clock in the fucking morning right now.
Jesus. Hey, I asked you if you wanted to push this a little later, and you said no, that you're okay with this. So this is your fault.
I said no because I'm completely fine with staying till 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not fine at waking up at 4 in the morning.
And then after that happened, he messaged me on Facebook, and he was just like, "So what the fuck?" And I was just kind of like, "Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that anymore," and that was that.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
2020 started. Some very, very fucked up things happened to me. I'm not going to go into much detail with that, but I started writing music again, and Michael can attest to this. I showed Michael, the only first person at the time, the demo, and what did you think of that, Michael?
Yes.
Michael, we kind of need more than that.
The next words are...
That was like...
I was hoping it's that was like, it fucks. That's better.
Well, because the first demo that I showed him was like the original like VST guitar version of one of our upcoming songs, Facade of God.
Yes.
What I remember from showing him it, he flipped the fuck out. Like, him and our friend Lewis were both like exploding because they could not believe that I had wrote that. Especially Michael. He was just like, "What do you mean you wrote this? Excuse me?" And then, as per usual, what's common with me and that Josh and Michael will both attest to, Michael's favorite part was the breakdown of the song, and I thought it was just generic and stupid, but apparently it was not.
No, that breakdown gave me a stank face.
Yeah,
you always fucking say this. You always say that your breakdowns are stupid and uninteresting. People, when you listen to this EP, they're not interesting. No, they are interesting. Fuck. They are really fucking nice, brutal breakdowns. I did my best to make them sound fucking brilliant. All right. I heightened them.
And then what's even funnier is I had sent the demo into Baina's creative channel, and that's kind of where I met Jordan. He heard the song and he was like, well, firstly, he was like, "Look, you need to slow that song down because that's stupid fast." And so I slowed it down to, I think it was like 110, 110, something like that. Because I think it was like 120 beats PM, and it was like insanely fast that I don't think even Josh could have played it. Oh. Are we having technical difficulties?
Hello?
Hello?
I'm on 300 ping.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's like my normal ping.
My normal ping here is like 11.
Jesus. But
I will close my lo-fi hip-hop stream.
But that's how me and Jordan ended up talking. Was I slowed the song down, sent it back, and even he said it was like, that was insanely good. And I quote this specifically from Jordan, the vocalist of our group. Let me do some Randy Blythe shit on this, please. And then after like a couple hours, I get a message from Josh, and he was like, "So what the hell is that in the creative chat?" "Oh, it's a new project I'm working on. Why?" "Can I be a part of it?"
I just wanted to get some value because I did absolutely nothing during the time of Apollo 9. I still kind of wanted to show what I could do as as a
Yeah.
drummer. So.
I was still trying to figure out what was going to happen with what used to be Afterthought at that point. And so right then and there, the only two members was me and Josh. That was it. And we were going to have a guest vocalist of Jordan being on it. Then the next step was I got Michael to agree to be the bass player to the group. And then over time, while working on vocals with Jordan, it became this thing where he just suddenly decided to join the group.
I'm sorry. You say I convinced Michael to join the group. Just sounds like you blackmailed him.
Yes. I know about all the war crimes that he's committed in Nam.
I see.
I didn't even know about those.
That's because the US wiped your memory.
Yeah.
You're
go.
a dangerous target to civilians.
There's a specific code that if you hear it, you will snap.
It's like RoboCop.
All right. So anyway, to get back on track, and that's kind of where it all began. Was pretty much slowly people started joining, and the next thing I knew, we were like almost 4 songs into the EP, and we were doing things.
Yes.
And one of the other songs we have on this EP, we do have another vocalist, clean singer. Her name is Hazel. The way she got into the picture was she's part of a different server that I'm a part of for Matt Heafy of Trivium's server, Kichi Chaos. I had shared the demo portion of that 5th song and it was showing some people, and everybody was kind of loving it, but they were wanting a clean vocalist, and I was like, well, unfortunately, I don't have one. Does anybody know one? And Hazel was like, I like this, and I'm a clean vocalist, but I'm a girl, so... And that's kind of where that started, was I pretty much told her that as long as we think that we can get your vocals to fit, it doesn't matter if you're a girl or not, we will make this work. And how would you put it, Josh?
Well, I got the vocal takes of fur, and they're very good. And I cleaned them up, and I made it sound pretty fucking good, I think. I really enjoyed the addition of the cleans. It really sort of brought the song to another level. It also worked with Jordan's parts as well. It kind of just brought the song to a nice big close, I think.
Oh yeah, the ending of that song is insane.
It's what was wanted from that song, and we got what we needed out of it, and it sounds really good.
So, what was your biggest complaint that you were telling me with that one song?
What, as in with the song 5?
Yes.
I can't remember what complaint, because I had a couple complaints. Which one are you thinking about?
The fact that I gave you like 40 different guitar tracks.
Oh, yeah. You decide to give me about 12 different guitar tracks to start with. When you could have just done a left and right for cleans, and then rhythms, and then like alternate rhythms, essentially. Or that could just even mean one track. But no. You double track left and right everything twice. So
I will never be doing that again.
Dude, honestly, if you give me all fucking tracks, I would have done it in surround sound. I can do that. I can genuinely mix down in surround sound for you.
No, the reason I won't do that again is because that night when I was exporting all of the stuff, I was exporting so much that I legitimately broke Reaper to the point I had to hard reset my PC to get Reaper to close. I don't think I don't think I should be doing that to get Reaper to close.
That's
Probably
the reason. Okay, Jason, the reason why is because you were bouncing 60 megabyte WAV files 12 times.
True.
Your allocated VRAM for Reaper just went nah and died. That's what happened.
Nah. Oh man. I just slowly realizing I'm slightly apologizing to anybody listening to this. This has just become a huge plug. I just realized.
Well, Simon put note to space. It's time. It's time that we take ourselves back from the oppressors.
Oh Jesus!
plug the channel. Instead of the wombat face, it's just gonna be our album art like for the entire time.
Oh man. Alright, so here's another thing that we usually discuss with a lot of people, and I know how this is gonna go because you already warned me about it. Ghosts. Do you believe?
I am not a firm believer in ghosts or the supernatural.
Okay.
That is my point of it. I'm all for people who think they're crazy enough to. I'm all for people who do believe in it. I did have a psycho ex-girlfriend who did believe in them and other supernatural beings and whatnot. And if I want ghosts and that, I'm just gonna watch Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, right now I'm currently outnumbered because I am the only one that believes in them out of these two. Unfortunately,
Simon does.
Simon is not here.
Simon
I am
is not
outnumbered.
here. Unfortunately, Simon would probably link us to an Unus Arnis video where they did ghost hunting.
That video was hilarious. Gotta be honest.
To be honest, it was.
Which I don't know how much of the first episode you watched, Josh, but me, Simon, and Michael are gonna go ghost hunting someday. We're going to plan it out, and it's gonna become a huge thing. We're gonna do it.
Okay, tell me which one of you gets kidnapped in the end.
Probably Michael, because me and Simon are going to just throw him at whatever is trying to get us.
Yes. Let's just throw him towards the fire. Let's go.
Like, we're gonna all be in a room together, and there's gonna be, like, an actual, like, demon that pops up trying to grab, like, Simon or something. Simon's gonna freak out, grab Michael by the shoulders, and just toss him to the demon.
Yes.
And then Simon's just gonna grab me, and we're gonna both run while Michael's, like, screaming in the grips of the demon.
That's really
man.
funny.
But yeah, I remember we were talking about that, and I'm excited for this, and so is Simon, because we want to see if we can get something to happen with us. Especially with Michael here, because he is a hard not believer in any of it.
I never said I was a hard not believer. I just think it's not likely.
So there's a chance, you're saying?
Yes, there is a chance, but it's not likely.
Like I said, my piece on it, and like I said, Josh, I don't know how much of the first episode you watched on it, but to me it seems ridiculous that there's, so many different kinds of ghost stories from all over the world for it not to have some sort of, like, ground that it's actually a thing. It'd be like people trying to, trying to say that the moon landing was faked by Hollywood and stuff. Like, there was too many people involved.
Well, I'm sorry to say, but the moon landing was faked because the director was Stanley Kubrick. Though he was so picky, they made them film on location. Which meant they had to go to the moon to film on location.
Jesus.
Stanley Kubrick. Now I'm looking at some stuff. Apparently, there was a few years ago. Doesn't tell me exactly when this article was made. Apparently, a poll revealed that 45% of Americans believe in ghosts, or that people's spirits can return in certain places and situations. Now, I don't know if that statistic's true or real. I don't know when the article was made as well. But you can only do so much by looking at stuff, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, for me, I guess what it is, like, the fact that there's so many different, like, tales about stuff like this, that it's just, and especially with, like, certain people, like, you can see the fear, like, as they're explaining these stories, and it's stuff like that it's like, I don't see how that could be fake. Like, especially with how many stories there is, like, come on. Come on. And this is the perfect moment for Michael to say his part.
Wait, what's my part?
Oh, never mind.
We'll send.
Oh,
We'll send you the script for next week.
okay.
I didn't know we had a script, but sure.
Now we do.
Now we do. I'm taking over. I produce everything around here. Everything.
All right, folks. So, looks like this is the end of Womcast. We enjoyed. No. Oh man, I do wish Simon could be here because I feel like there would be a lot more comic relief. So hopefully this episode wasn't too bad so far.
It's
Next
all
one,
Simon's good for. It's comic relief.
By decree of the
no.
new producer, by decree of the new producer, next week's episode will be spoken entirely in Mandarin.
So we're gonna have to get Jordan in here, is what you're saying.
Yes, and only Jordan, and he'll
Yeah,
have to imitate all of your voices.
Exactly. That's just how this is gonna go. All right, so Josh, do you want to say any last things before we end this?
Is it bad to do shameless plugs at this point?
No, Jordan did it.
No. Well, in that case, we got Fear the Dark, as you know, August 25th. New debut EP's coming out, Volume 1. That's gonna be really good. 5 songs. We worked really hard on that. Also, I'm going to shamelessly plug my own band here in the UK, Busking for Misfits. We're on basically everything. We've got an EP. We've got 2 EPs and an album out. We got we've worked very hard on the stuff that we've done recently. We should be coming back and making more music soon. So expect more music by probably Christmas break this year as well. You can find us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, that sort of thing. Tag is at Busking FM for both, essentially. But just look for Busking for Misfits, and if you see 3 people insistently staring into a camera in black and white, then you know it's us.
Basically, look for the 2 good-looking guys, and then look for the ugly one on the left, and you'll basically have found Josh.
I hate you.
You love me.
I hate you. Yeah, so plugging my own band. Go listen to that. Go listen to Fear the Dark's single that's currently out right now.
A road to nowhere.
Road to Nowhere. I think it's one of my personal favorites. I think so. Yeah, a lot of effort's been put in heavy side. So yeah, that's my shameless plug.
All right. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed this one. It was a little weird because unfortunately Simon could not be here with us because his house is trying to poison him. But hopefully things get worked out, and by next week's episode, you will get the same 3 dumb bastards that you usually get.
With the occasional other not dumb bastard who's more intelligent than the other 3.
Oh, for sure.
And then there's me that's dumber than the rest.
Yeah, me and Simon can combine to make a somewhat smart being, but the moment we combine with Michael, we lose at least 20 IQ.
This is like the 3 Stooges.
Yes, very much so. But all right, people. Bye. I guess.
I guess.
I guess.
Bye.
Bye.